So I think we finally got all the bits of our arc furnace. Just pull up the manual. Pull up the materials list. It's not registering the blocks of steel. I don't know if that will be a problem. I guess we'll find out. This thing is fucking huge. No matter where I put it, it's going to be in the way of something. So, as I suspected, this block of steel is not recognized as a valid block of steel to build the arc furnace out of, because it's mechanism steel, and not immersive engineering steel. Thankfully, on a previous run-through, I already discovered and put in a fix for this. In fact, good chance if I look in the quest book, it will show you how to deal with that. And that is, go like this. Now we have immersive engineering steel blocks. Oh! Oh, those make a wonderful sound when you place them. Clang! Clang! That is satisfying. Alright. Structure is built. Need to go grab our hammer. Where's my hammer? And smack the cauldron, and we have an arc furnace. It's a beast. Now, in order to use the arc furnace, we need to put electrodes into these top 3 spots. To make the electrodes, we need these graphite ingots first of all, which I believe we've already smelted. Yes, there they are. Now, our options are, we could go find and buy this blueprint and make them in the engineer's workbench. Or we can build the metal press and half-ass it to get some reduced durability ones. But we're just going to do it this way. Fuck it, it's good enough. Only problem is, we're almost out of iron. And I'm just going to UU matter up some iron. Because why the fuck not? Now, the metal press is a fairly simple multi-block structure. A piston, some scaffolds, a couple types of engineer blocks, and conveyor belts. So, piston. We have some spare scaffolding lying around. We have the engineering blocks we need lying around. The only thing we need is some conveyor belts. Do we have any rubber lying around? No, we don't. Do we have any leather lying around? Yes. Can we UU matter up some? Yes. Okay, well that's that. Plonk. Plonk, plonk. Place down the conveyors. Make sure they're going in the right direction. Pissed off. Spin it around the way it needs to go. And a heavy. And we smack the piston, yes. Now, as usual, we need to power it. Thankfully, we're right next to a cable we can use. Plonk. Plonk. Now, we need metal press molds. Like, to make these electrodes, we need a rod mold. And for that, we need steel. Also, I don't think I've actually made the engineer's workbench yet, which is something we're going to need for this. So... and here it is. So let's go... plonk. Now, what this does is, you put a blueprint in here, and you can craft things... you can craft IE specific things from the blueprint. This was terribly explained. So to craft the molds, first we need to make an engineer's blueprint. Specifically, we need to make the blueprint that creates metal press molds. Now, if we put this in the workbench, it will tell us that to create the rod mold, we need 3 steel plates and 1 engineer's wire cutters. And once again, sitting around waiting for the steels. Well, just for shits and giggles, instead of making the rod mold, first I'm going to make a plate mold. Now, just to demonstrate how this works, if we put the plate mold on the press and throw some steel on it, it'll stomp out a steel plate. Now, as you can see, it just throws it on the ground, which is not ideal, so what you can do is stick a chest at the end, which will do exactly what you expect. Furthermore, you can stick a hopper at the start of the conveyor belt, which will also do exactly what you expect. And now with these 3 steels, just use the metal press to make the steel plates I need to make the rod press. Now, a little subtlety about this. If you try to put these 12 graphite ingots in the hopper, it's not going to work. The reason is, the hopper inserts things one thing at a time, but it takes 4 of these ingots to create 1 electrode, so you need to throw them on 4 at a time. Like so. And chomp. Just like that. We have our 3 electrodes. Stick them in. I have not really given thought to how I'm going to plug it in. Because if I recall correctly, see those? Those are the power plugs. First of all, let's run the cable itself. Let's run it in the wall as much as we can. So let's have it go. Here. I don't know if it's necessary to plug all 3 sockets in, but that's normally what I do. Let's grab a facade, make it look nice and neat. Plonk. Just for demonstrative purposes, I'll stick some copper in here. And yeah, it uses a lot of power. Definitely, definitely not enough to run all of this in parallel. But basically, you can put stuff into these slots, and it will smelt them. It will smelt everything in all of these slots at once, if you have the power for it. And also, it doubles your ores. The thing we really needed it for is to make this teleporter to the deep dark. And in order to do that, first of all, we need these gems that we got from the tropics so many episodes ago. We also need this thing. This Kinemite face. Which of course, Kinemite. Which we haven't found yet. We find this in the atom dimension. So, guess we better get digging. Ow, 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 what the? Ow! Whatever. What the? Oh, you. This is gonna be really annoying. Well, there's iron here. I'll definitely take that. These relics you get from relic ore. You can throw them into a puddle to wash them off. And then you can use them at, you can use them basically for villager trades in Adam. There are villagers that will trade these relics for coins, which you can use to buy stuff. And there's gold here as well. We'll have that. There's redstone ore as well. Don't mind if I do. Ow. I hear lava. And I found Kinamite. Smack. There's 4. There's 6. I think I kind of got screwed. I'm short 1. No, I'm short 2. Math fail. Haha. Oh yes, these dudes drop a crunchy scarab, which you can also use to make the scarab that gets you into and or out of the Adam dimension. Nebu ore. That's something we'll need later. And there it is. That gives me everything I need. Alright. Let's Joe this blind. We take this Namite. Combine it with diamond. We have a face. Now we need this gem, and this gem, and some of this rock. And we should finally have what we need to make the deep dark teleporter. And here it is. Now, it's vitally important to have a way to get out of the deep dark. The reason is, apparently it doesn't respect the configuration option to create a teleporter on the other side. Because, you know, fuck me, that's why. Plonk. I'm going to right-click on it. So as you can see, we spawned in a little shack. And there's no exit teleporter. Thankfully, I brought my portable teleporter with me. Now, the thing about the deep dark is, it's deep, and it's dark, and there's going to be mobs everywhere. But also, the darkness itself is trying to kill you. So, if you're in the darkness for too long, you'll start to die. Now, what I'm going to do, before I go back in, I'm going to make a little teleporter setup. I've got some matter receivers lying around. I'm going to make a matter transmitter as well. And also, I'm going to make another, if I can remember the name of the goddamn thing, thermoelectric generator. I'm going to stick a thermoelectric generator down here as well. Ah, we're out of iron. I guess we'll see how badly that murders our power. Yeah, we're not doing that. That murders all the power, is the answer to that. Well, since we have it, we can use the metal press to turn these into plates instead of using the hammer. Also, I'm going to go ahead and make a wire press mold, because why not? So now I can make these wires without having to go through trouble making the plates and then cutting them. Just throw in the press. And also, I believe I get twice as many if I do it this way. Unless I use the wrong mold, then that's another story. We have a thermoelectric generator. Now we just need some hot and cold sources. Finally, we need to program this teleporter. One way to do it is just plonk it down near our dialer. And permanently dial it to a Crap Shack teleporter. And I should be able to pick it up and place it down, and it will remember its programming. Alright then. Just gonna dig a stairwell. That was dumb. That was dumb-headed. Let's try this again. Once more with brains. Now here, this is the main reason we've come here. Osmium. We found osmium, which means we've unlocked mechanism. And with that, we've unlocked some pretty powerful tools. The other nice thing about the Deep Dark is it generates ores at a higher rate than in the overworld, so we're going to find more stuff if we mine here than if we mine elsewhere. Well, we're at the diamond mining level, so this is probably a decent place to put a teleporter station. The problem is, I didn't bring wires. This is going to be a bit of a problem. Well, let's put it down. Let's give it its hot and cold supplies. And let's just stick this receiver on top of it for now. That will give it power. Slowly. Should be enough to safely teleport to it. Just grab some universal cables, that will do. We'll just teleport to our Deep Dark teleporter. Arrived safely. Now let's do this. Let's try this again. Thankfully I had some extra ice with me. So what we're gonna do... Not that. I'm gonna put the generator in the floor. Bits around it. Cover it up. Plonk universal cable here. And we'll put our receiver and our teleporter right here. If we ever get stuck without a way out, we can always come here and just sit around waiting for it to finish charging. I considered this it's thankfully I have already he'll get there eventually, the poor fucker.